Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of a live action vlog. It's a crappy day outside. It's raining. Has been all day, so I can't really do my yard work and stuff. So I got this in a couple weeks, this past week. I've been wanting to upgrade my Chevy Blazer body. This you can't see it really in the camera, but it's really beat down. I've beat the crap out of this thing. It looks good looking, but it's beat. And so I bought a new body, a new Chevy Blazer body, which I love the Chevy Blazer, and I wanted to get another one. And I'll show you that in a second here, but I just wanted you to see this one's, it's had a good day in the sun. I've had it for about 3 years, but it's beat to crap. So I wanted to do something different and new. So hang on, I'll show you what I got. Got this totally awesome scale Blazer body from RC 4-wheel drive. The bumpers are still in the box, but it has bumpers and like an opening hood. If I can get it open on camera here. Anyway, it does open, but no, just do it that way. It's magneted closed, but there's an opening hood. You've got, cool like scale mirrors, windshield wipers. It's got a full interior, like super nice details. Back opens up, like the window opens, and the back, the tailgate opens. It's like for some cool scale details, and it's set up for lights. You guys know I know the light, like I like the lights, and I have the light kit inbound. The only downside is this does not, in any way, shape, or form, fit on the Vaterra sender that I was going to get it for. You can see it's too short, so I've had to order the RC 4-wheel drive Trail Finder 2, which is what this body is really designed for. So it's a little bit smaller than, you can see here, if I put the Blazer, this actually goes easily over the top of that. So this is a much larger body. So I've got I'll video that too. I've got a kit coming for this so that I can use this truck again. But in the meantime, I didn't want to have this go to waste because the Vaterra Sender kit our frame is a really good frame. So let me put this away. I'll be right back. So my Vaterra frame has been, I would say, bulletproof, and I've used it for years. You can see it's got mud throughout the whole thing, but this has been a very stable, efficient platform for rock crawling. So I want to keep this guy going because it's great. So what I decided to do instead was I bought this Lexan body from Proline. It is a Jeep Comanche. Now I used to have this exact model in a Jeep Cherokee, so I'm very familiar with the model. So I decided I'd like to put this body on this frame and use this as a Jeep Comanche now. You can see it fits. But because it's Lexan, I can fit it to the frame without any issues really. Now I will be changing to a little bit smaller tires and lowering the whole thing. I'll shorten the shocks a little bit and lower the body stanchions when the new tires come in. We'll set it up for these tires and then I'll make adjustments later. But this body will fit nicely on this frame. I'll get a little bit smaller tires, and then these tires are going to go with that other Blazer I showed you. So, because the tires that come with the Blazer kit from RC 4-wheel drive are like Toyota or pickup truck style, like smaller tires. They look silly with the Blazer. I don't know why they match those up, but this will look good with the Blazer. So I'm going to take this, these will look good with the Blazer. So I'm going to take these and put them on with that Blazer, and then the new pickup truck style tires will go with this guy when it gets here. But for now, we'll set it up for crawling with this. Now, these bodies from Proline don't have a lot of details. So they're very nice, but they're also kind of just, I don't want to say bland. They just don't have a lot of detail on them. They do it all with stickers. So I guess one thing I could show would be a difference is like on the front of this one, it's just plastic. And then you have these stickers that you put on, but there's no headlights. The headlights are stickers. Whereas on my old Blazer body, you can see here, this has like a full, like, try to get it in there so you can see it, like a nice plastic casing, and it had, you can see if we go inside the body, it has these light the buckets are in the box, but this has light buckets and stuff, and so you can actually put working lights in this truck. This Lexan body's not going to be able to do that. So this truck will not have working headlights. It's not the end of the world, but I kind of will miss that a little bit. So what I've done instead was I used to have this bar on the roof of my Blazer. I'm going to put the bar on the roof of this truck because this holds these light cans. Let's see if we can see that in the bag, but we'll put them on. You'll see it as part of the project. That they're falling. Trying to get them in the camera here, but it's a light bucket set, and these actually are operating lights. They have there's 4 LEDs, so we'll have some light on the top of the truck, you know, shining down, and it'll kind of liven it up, give it a little bit more of a scale look. The only downside is this is silver, so we're going to paint this black. And then I've got masking tape to mask off some stuff. What we're going to do is I want to paint the truck bed. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum flat black, but we're going to have to do that later. But we're going to paint the truck green first and mask this off. Then we're going to mask the rest of the truck off and paint this Rust-Oleum black. And then we're going to use Tamiya black for the undercoating of the rest of the paint. Now, when you have a Lexan body, I don't know if you guys know this or not, when you use a color, it still remains see-through. So you need to use black or gray as an undercoat. And it's weird how it works, but when you do that, it'll actually make it so that you can't see through the truck. And you'll notice here on my Chevy, I've done it. You can see here I've got a black undercoat on the inside. Now this truck was a different color when I first painted it. If you go back through my videos, you'll see that I painted it dark blue at first and I didn't like it. So I went back and painted over the body with Rust-Oleum. The only downside was I had to cut the windows out because otherwise the windows would have all been black. And I wanted to have colored. So I wanted to have windows that were, you know, clear. But that's one of the problems with this body. The windows are like falling apart and I can't keep them on and I'm tired of trying to mess with them. So so this will have clear windows, but it'll be fixed. So I'll show you the process of doing that. I'm assuming if you're here watching this video, you're from my channel, and I don't do a lot of RC stuff on my channel. So this will be like a first. We'll have some fun doing this, and you can see me go through the process. Now, the color I've selected for the truck is this deep green, and I don't know if you can see it on camera. It probably looks kind of black because of the lighting, but it's a dark forest green. The reason why I picked this is because this is the same color that my Cherokee was, like the exact color. So I had a Jeep Cherokee Classic, this exact body style, and it was that color. Now, one thing I am noticing that I'm a little frustrated about, they show in the sale picture for this that there's black lines down here. Mine had that. Sorry, that's my phone. My Comanche or my Cherokee had black lines down here, and they show that in the pictures for this, but it's not there. They didn't give me stickers for that. So the good news is I bought these, not knowing that, I bought these stickers. We're going to use this black 2mm striping to put some trim around the windows, black trim. And this truck, I know because I owned one, had black trim. I'm also probably going to use it to make windshield wipers on the windshield. And then we may even use it, because they didn't include the striping that I thought they were going to include, I'll probably put some striping down here using the black, because I want it to look like what my truck used to look like, and they had those down there. I don't know why they didn't do that here, because they showed it on the thing, but it doesn't have the stripe pictures. So anyway, there's that. We got the light kit, I showed you that. There's some door handles in here too. I'll get those out, let me show you. We're going to actually put, and these are very Jeep / Lee Iacocca style Chrysler handles. I'm going to repaint these black, and they're going to go right there on the body so that it looks like a real, because I want them to stick off a little bit. Now, we don't have mirrors. I'm okay with that, because the mirrors always break off. But then we got this nice kit. I lost my reamer. This is used to poke the post holes. You have post holes here that you're going to have to make in the body, so that the body sits on there, and then you clip the body into those posts. So we use this reamer to do it, and I'll show you that process. And then we have these scissors. I got curved scissors and straight scissors. And what those are doing, you can see here on the body, they've given us this nice line to cut around, but you have to cut all this excess plastic off. This all has to come off. And so you're going to cut this. Now, on the outside of this is a plastic coating, like almost like you get when you get an iPad screen and you have to pull the coating off. This is coated, and the reason why they do the outside is so that when you spray the inside of the body, because with Lexan bodies, you don't spray the outside. You can, but you're better off if you spray the inside, and then it has a shiny coat to it. If you want it to look shiny. Now, if you want it to look flat, then you spray the outside. But if you want it to look, but you have to be careful because you got to make sure you put your window masks on okay and stuff. But the downside with doing that is that as you hit bumps and stuff, it'll scratch the paint off. Okay, so you paint from the inside, and then once you're done painting and it's all dried, you peel that coating off, and I'll show you the process of doing that, and then you'll have your finished product. But you have window masks too. How do the windows stay clear? They give you this thing of masks. So we'll put those in. You guys get to see that. I'll probably speed all that footage up. So step number 1 for us really should be, honestly, to get these aren't going to go on till the end. So I guess I don't have to do the handles and stuff first. But we do need to paint these black. I think when I go out to paint the body green, we're also going to paint these black at the same time. So, because once again, the hardware on this truck is black. I don't want silver and black hardware all mixed together. So it's going to be black. This hardware is black. That hardware is black. The whole thing's going to have like black hardware. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the scissors out. I'll be right back. So step number 1 is cutting the body out. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with my curved scissors, and we're just going to I'm going to point the camera down a little bit so you guys can see that a little bit better. There we go. And we're just going to cut all the way around this line to bring the body out of its shell. You can see here, these scissors are actually very needed. I need to grab my bifocals though. I'll be right back. All right. I got my old man spectacles on. I can now see what I'm doing. So there we have it. We've cut a pretty nice body out. Looks really good. Little rough edges here and there. We'll work on that after we paint it. We'll sand them. But the reason some of you might ask, why don't you paint it first and then do this? Well, it's going to be really hard to fit the body to the truck if we can't see where to poke the holes. So we need to mark it and poke holes, and before we paint it, that goes true for the handlebars that are going on, or these that are going on the handles, the roof rack, and then also where the body posts hit the body. We want to paint those first. So need to get that done. So let's go ahead and pull this over, and we're gonna put this on the right way because this goes on this way. Now you can see it fits much better. That's about center. It's a little bit small. You can see here there's a pretty large gap between the rails. I may even just take these rails off and the body, but I think the height is pretty good. I need to see from the top. Let's see, this is going to go this way a little bit. That's just about center. All right, so we're going to pause for a second. I'm going to get a marker and mark where to poke those post holes, and we can fit this body on. It looks really good. I'm impressed at how well it fits. It's riding a little high. I might want to lower I think I'm going to lower the post down a little bit. You're going to need some clearance, but I'd like it to be a little bit lower. No, I don't think you can. Let me see if I can put the camera down a little bit. Hold on a sec so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. You can see here the body height. Like this is a lot of spacing. Though the front's lower than the back, but you can see even like in the front end, it's not so bad. Like this front bumper, actually we may move it up a little bit. Can we set those posts in? I think we can. That front bumper should be like resting almost on those posts up front. There's these posts here, and the bumper is on this one. So I actually might raise the front up a little bit, because once we put the post holes in, this is going to drop down even more. And then on the back end, though, this is still too high. You can see there's a pretty significant gap between the bumper and this bumper. We want that to be more like this, like riding like there. So we're gonna have to lower those posts down a little bit. That's easy to do though. The body's adjustable. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. I'll be right back. I've got these where I want them. I'm gonna put my hand on the body to keep it from moving. And I'm gonna mark these spots with a black marker, so I know where to ream my holes. That's about even, and about even forward, front to back. Once again, the stock bumpers that are on this truck stick out a little further than I want them to, but that's just how it is. I can either just take them off or leave them. I probably will end up leaving them to protect the Lexan body, because if you smack into something, these big heavy bumpers will protect, the Lexan body, but they are a little bit big. I'm gonna see if I can somehow adjust them so they're shorter. So that's the holes shown, and I'm gonna poke them. I'll be right back. That's where this tool comes in. You can see I've got these holes. You stick the reamer through, and you simply twist it. You gotta be careful and you make sure you twist, because otherwise you'll be, breaking the body. So get an angle there so you guys can see it working. You twist it, and that it cuts through the body nice and clean. Makes the hole nice and neat without damaging the Lexan. You just turn it, don't push too hard. Hole needs to be a little bit bigger. Don't want to make it overly big. looks about right. I'm gonna wiggle that off. So we don't want to screw up the paint either. Push it back up through. Clear that out. You can also run it the other way for a couple seconds. Just be careful not to. You just don't want to pull this nice coating off. That'll protect it. That does it. So I got a nice hole poke now. And I probably need to make it a little bit bigger, but let's try it out and see how it works. Bring the body back over. Pull that pin out. Pull all 4 pins out actually. And we'll see how that fits. Yep, perfect size. So it fits right through, just that's how it should fit. And so we can raise that back up and poke the second hole. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna cut all 4 of these holes. I'll come back to you once I'm done poking these out. I just wanna be careful and make sure I'm paying attention. So see you in a couple minutes. All right, so I've got the post holes cut in the body. You can see here the problem is that the bumper is already hitting. And so I need to raise these posts up. And of course in the back, we need to lower them down because they're too high back there. So I'm gonna do some post adjustments. I'm gonna raise these posts up a couple notches and put the back ones down. You can see here, if I keep this where it's at, and it's about there, that height, when the wheels flex, and I'll set this down. You can see that it just goes under the wheel well. Now I think when I get the smaller tires on here, we could probably lower the body down a little bit. And at that point, if I do need to lower it even lower, I'm gonna have to cut this part here to get the body lower. Because I don't like them when they're super high up above it. It looks a little weird. So like you can see here on the Blazer, I've cut the bumper up front to fit over those bumpers. And you don't really see it because it's down behind the main bumper. But I may have to cut this too if I want to. We'll see later on. That probably won't be in this video because I don't think those tires are going to come for another 2 weeks. So we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get the post adjusted, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. So one thing I'm noticing, and I kind of shifted it back and forth. If I have the wheel wells straight over the front, we have an issue with this being shifted back a little bit. You can see that there. So I'm thinking what I need to do, if I raise this up, it's down all the way. If I raise it up a notch or two, like it'll sit like that, it'll look a little less awkward to be raised up just a hair like that. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is just raising the body up a little bit. That height will make it look a little less awkward, because right now it looks, when it's down that low, it looks funny. So I'm gonna raise it up 1 notch and see how that does. All right, so this fits better. I have it just one notch up, and the wheel goes up. It does go closer to the back than the front, but it's not super noticeable. It's not going to be like a deal breaker, so we'll leave it like that. And then I still have to raise the front, so I'll show you that when I'm done. But maybe I might even raise this 1 more notch. But I don't want it to get too high in the back here. I don't want this to be too high off of this, because it'll look a little awkward if this is like riding way above that. So that probably is where I'll leave it. And it looks pretty dang good. So if you're looking at it straight on, it's a little weird, but mostly you're seeing the truck like this anyway. So, all right, so I've got the body fitted. You can see here we've got the post going up through. And I kept the front bumper on, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the rear bumper off. So I took the rear bumper off. This will be the rear bumper. It's a little bit soft, but it should be fine. I just want to make sure that because usually when you bump into stuff, it's going forward, not backwards. So the front's protected with the heavy bumper, but there's just a regular bumper on the back, and I think that's plenty. And it'll look fine. It doesn't look goofy when that's off. It actually looks nice. So that should be pretty cool. So yeah, I might keep these tires on this truck. I don't know. They're not so bad. I kind of like them. That means I'll have to get another set of them. All right. So the next step is going to be, we've got the body fitted, and we're going to go ahead and I need to start prepping it for painting. So what I need to do first of all is get the things I don't want to be green masked off, since green is our primary color. Oh, but before we do that, I still need to poke holes for the roof rack, and I also need to poke holes for the handles. So I'll go ahead and get that done. And it's the same process basically. I'm just going to put the handle here, look to see where I need to poke the holes, and then poke them, and then and then I have to put I'll put the roof rack on and see where I want it, and I'll place them. And so I'll show you that step, and then we'll move on to painting. So we have it to the point where I am ready to get this thing washed out and ready for painting. So that means we're going to be putting masks in. The bumpers are going to be black, so I'm going to mask those off. I'm going to make those Rust-Oleum black. The back is going to be black. The windows are going to stay clear, and then I'm going to paint this this top. The rest of the truck's going to be the forest green. So I'm going to go ahead and get it masked. I'll show you a little bit of that process as I go, but first I need to wash the truck out. So I'm going to go wash this body out with soap. You have to use dish soap, and you just scrub out the inside very softly and carefully, and get it to the point where it's clean so that you don't have any residue in there, so that the paint will stick. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and I will be right back. All right, so we are at our next step. I've got the window masks here, and I'll show you. You peel this off, and then it tapes onto the inside of the window. You don't put them on the outside, you put them on the inside, because you're going to be painting from underneath. So I got to put these in, but I'm not going to record it because I have to really get close and see what I'm doing to make sure they line up straight. And so I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll show you what the whole thing looks like masked, because also at the same time I'm going to be using this frog tape and trim tape to get the bumpers and also the truck bed trimmed or taped off, so that I can paint those separate colors. I don't want them to be green, I want them to be black, so I'm going to keep those taped off and paint the black second. So you'll see how it works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the masking. So you can see here I've put the tape, everything's on the inside of the body once again, because we paint from the inside. So I've got the windows masked off, got the front bumper all masked off, the rear where I'm going to have black for the bed, like the bed liner, and then I've got the rear bumper masked off. So I'm going to paint this, and we're going to hit the green first, and then we'll take all the masking off, and then we'll do the black. It takes about, I want to say anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 coats, if we can. It depends on how much paint's in the bottle too, that we may run out. But I try to get as many coats on as I can, just very light, thin coats. And then we'll add the black to it. So we'll get that. So I'm going to start painting, so I'll take you out to the garage here in a minute, and we'll get that started. See you guys in just a moment. All right, been shaking the can for a little bit. We're ready to get the coating underway. Let's go ahead and start. Once again, you just want to do nice light coating. We'll get it darker with each coat, but we don't want to make it so that it's running, and that's the trick here. We want to make it so it's coated but not running. Well, this is a pretty light green, actually. A little lighter than I wanted it to be. You can see it's pretty transparent, so that's why we have to do the backing, the black backing as we paint it. It'll thicken up though, but it takes good, I want to say 10 coats maybe, thin coats of both colors. The crevices are the hardest spots, so you got to really watch. So along the bed here, where it's, I'm gonna try to get it in there too. You don't want to get too close to the surface though, but it's man, it's a tough spot to get there. So I get it from this side. It's getting too tough. Yeah, this is tough here. It's a little thick. I didn't want to go that thick here, but let's see what happens. It won't really show too much on the other side, but you don't want real heavy runs, and you don't want to get the paint too thick either on the tape, because it'll go through the tape and it'll start coloring the plastic on the other side. So I think we got enough paint in here for at least one more good coat, but it is kind of thin. Dust it on, not too thick. Don't breathe it too much either. I honestly probably could have just from the way that this can is feeling, I probably could have gone with two coats or 2 cans. Okay, good. So far, so good. Now, while that's drying, we're gonna get I'm gonna hit this and these, our little handles, with black paint. And I'll let that dry and then flip them and hit the other side before I continue spraying the green. So we'll get these all finished up too. All right, so we're ready to spray. It's a little chunky. I need to shake it a little bit more. Well, this we can put on kind of thick because these are outside, like of the car, and they're metal. Of course, my phone's gonna ring while I'm trying to do this. Try to get the other side. Rotating this. Just get paint on my hand. That looks cool, black. Oh yeah, that looks nice. All right, I'm gonna grab my phone, guys. I'll be right back. All right, so we are in the next phase of our painting. I'm gonna leave the window masks in, but the bumpers are gonna come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel that out. Try to do it in a way that I'm sure the camera can see it. There we go. I've wrapped the tape around a little bit. And when we take this off, the bumpers are gonna be clear. So there's that. We gotta be real careful when we pull it off though, because you don't want the paint to like pull off of the body. There's not a lot of room here. Sorry. Try to get this all peeled up. And what we're hoping happened is that we have a nice straight line across the bumper when we're done. I'm going to pull real slow and carefully, pulling it straight out. And I also, when I did this, a little bit of paint bled through. So you can see here, and so this happens sometimes, it's okay. But I got a little bit of paint, you can see there, it bled through onto the bumper. Not a huge deal, because when we paint black over it, it's gonna kind of disappear. But if we were using white or something, that'd be really frustrating, because then you'd not be able to cover that up. So now we have to get all this, let's see here. Pull this back and pull that off. Look, a nice straight line. It's exactly what we were hoping for. That looks really nice. Can't get the tape off my fingers. Can you guys see on the camera? Yeah, you can see. All right. And I'll pull this last bit off here. You always want to pull slow because you don't want to, if the paint's come loose a little bit, it'll lift up. You want to make sure you're not lifting the paint up and pulling it off. There we go. And so once again, we got a little bit of bleed through, and we're going to have that probably all over the body, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. You can see there, we've got our bumper, nice and clear. That's going to turn black when we paint it next time. The windows are going to stay clear. But that looks great. So that's the front bumper. Let's go and pull the back bumper off. Try to do it this way so you guys can see it. What are you doing, Grammy? All right, pull all this. Now I'm gonna go from this side and pull all this out. Looks like we've got a nice line here too, so that's good. I'm not seeing any bleed through, so that's good. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. I got this last little piece here that's got to come out. Now, since these are bumpers, if worse comes to worse, I can always paint them on the outside also. Like if it shows through, because I can see here in the corners we did get a little bit of bleed through. This side especially, I don't know if you can see that, but instead of it being clear right here, it's got some green paint on it. So I don't think that's going to show up too much, but those look nice. So the bumpers are done, and we'll paint them. Oops, sorry. Which way do I need to go? Sorry. There we go. Bumpers are done. They look nice. And so now we're going to have to do. Oops. Now we're going to pull the bed out. My scissors I dropped on the floor here. And this tape's making me crazy. Definitely got some bleed through on the back. I can see here. I'm gonna try to scrape that off. This was an odd spray. It was hard to tape this off because it's really bumpy. So like where it went, where the bumps got deep, yeah, it bled through. That's okay though. We'll get most of that off. Put it all together in a clump. Pull this off. Looks good. And so there's our clear bed, and once again that's going to get spray painted black. So you can see there it's clear, but the windows will do the same thing. All right, cool. So we have all of our details that we wanted black that are going to be black once I'm done painting. I'm not super happy with the color. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more of a dark green. When I pull that paint off, or don't forget that we have the coating over the top of this. When these bodies are shipped, they put coating on them to protect them, obviously. So when I pull this coating off, the truck should look a little bit more metallic green. Plus, I'm going to be backing this with black. The black paint's right here. Once we put this black paint on and back this, it's going to end up looking a little bit darker. So I think in the end it'll look really nice, but it's still a little bit too like green machine-y for me. I was hoping it'd be a little bit of a darker green and less of like an army man green, but that's what it came out with. So it is what it is. That's how it goes sometimes when you do these kits. And then we'll do the stickers and the striping, and we'll see how it looks when it's all done. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, our black hardware is out in the garage. That came out real good too. I'll show you that in a couple minutes. All right, so you can see here the black bar came out really nice. Going from silver to black, it looks great. It probably will chip off, but whatever. And then we have our two, they seem to have stuck together. Dang it, the paint came off on those. I'm going to have to redo them. They touched after I finished painting them, and the paint's unstuck from one of them. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, it did it on both. So I'm going to have to redo those. But looking good. I'll have to do those once I'm done. Actually, I could probably just add these in. We'll hit them with a little bit of black first, and then we'll do the body. All right, so I'm going to shake this paint up, and we'll get going here. I'll be back in a sec. All right, so we're going to paint this part now. Hit that bumper good. This will probably take a couple coats once again. I'm hoping we don't have to use the Rust-Oleum as a backer, but we might, because we really have to hit the whole truck. So By the way, if you ever want to do tinted windows, you can always do one quick light spray of black on your windows to make tint. I would try to use this. They actually make window tinting spray. That's probably the more recommended way to do it. But you can also use just black paint and do it. And so we're gonna pretty much hit the whole inner body here with this paint too, which is why I think we're gonna run out. Because we want to get this backed with black, which will help light not show through it if we are playing in the sun or whatever and the light shines down on the truck. It won't show through. I gotta cover my mouth because we're starting to get paint on my face. Having that black backer though really kind of darkens the paint down a little bit, and will also help you protect or keep light out. Yeah, stuff's great for you. Cool. So we're gonna kind of wet coat this here. Try to hit this bed from all sides. And I'm going to go back and redo the bumpers. Back bumper first. I can feel the can's getting light already, so we're starting to run out of paint. But we should have enough for another light coat, which should get us to the color that we want. Or the hue. I know black's not a color. Oh, I hit it. Dang it. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and do a second coat. I'll be back in a couple minutes. So I would say that our paint and spray came out pretty good here. A little Grand Theft Auto reference for you. The only thing that I have is, I don't know if you can see this or not, there's one, I'm going to try to hold this up to the light so you can see it better. There's one dot, you can see it there. For some reason, the paint's not sticking there. Probably like the manufacturing grease or whatever that gets on these did not get washed off in that one spot. So once again, that's why you got to really be careful to prep your body properly. There's no other spots on this though. Everything else stuck. But for some reason, that one little spot stuck that's going to make me crazy. You'll probably never see it, just the way that the bumper's situated on the truck. But we have a nice black coating on the inside. Looking good. So I'm going to let this dry for another hour or so, and then I'm going to come back and we'll pull these window masks off, and we'll pull the outside mask off. You can see there's some overspray here. I think that's overspray from when I painted, not from underneath. So this should be just fine, but we'll see. And we'll see what the truck looks like once it's done, and then we'll start putting the details on. We still got to do all the stickers, and I'll probably just do those off camera and then show you what it looks like with them finished. We also have to put our roof rack and the lights and all that on there, and then we'll see that. And then we'll take the truck for a run. It'll be tomorrow in real life, but in video life, it'll be just in a moment because I have to wait till it's nighttime now, so sun's gone down. So anyway, I think it came out pretty good. Let's take a look from the top. Once again, you can't totally tell because there is overspray, so it looks like some of the black bled through, but once again, like I told you on that bumper, you can't even tell that there's green there. And the bed looks really cool. Like, that's really neat. Back bumper looks cool. So this truck's looking really nice. All right, it's time to peel this bad boy. So let's see how I can do this with being on the camera while peeling. I can find the corners. I want to pull the paint off the truck. You go nice and slow. Trying to get so you guys can see that, so how it's coming off. I mean, I would assume you probably know how to do this, but anyway, we're just having fun today. Showing you how I do it. Boop. So there we go, there's the back window. Let's go ahead and get this front windscreen taken care of. Let's camera down a little bit more so you see as I do it with my fat fingers. Gotta be careful. Now, it's not a huge deal if I scrape it a little bit because don't forget, we're going to put that trim on and that'll cover up. See, I peeled some paint off right there with my fingernail, which sucks. Though, you know what? Because it's a backer paint, it's okay. It's not showing. But we're going to put trim on that anyway, so we should not see that. Should be fine. Just fine. There's that. But you got to be real careful getting that edge because that's what happens if you're not. There's that. Our little triangle. I remember that. That was one of the cool things I had in that Jeep. And in mine, you could actually open those little triangle windows. There was a little handle you could grab. And you could turn the handle sideways and let just a little bit of air in. That was definitely a Chrysler thing from the 80s, you know. Now, my truck was a 96, I think, or 95. It was a 96. It was a holdover from the Lee Iacocca era, though. And he designed the K car, and then all the Chrysler cars were designed using that same, you know, K car model where they use the same parts for everything, and same door handles, same locks. And including these little windows that pickup trucks used to have, because they had that separate bar that would go down. I'm gonna make that black. Actually, it's green right now, but we're gonna put black over that. This one was a little bit low, but there we go. So now you can see we got all the windows off, and we look from the outside of the truck. That looks cool. We actually got windows, a see-through cockpit. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to peel off the coating, that exterior coating from the truck. So I'm going to find a spot where it's a little bit weak. Here we go. And what will happen is you'll notice the truck's going to get, all of a sudden it's going to get super shiny. There's a piece there that I didn't get. There we go. You try to get it all in one piece if you can, but brush that off. Oh, look how shiny that bumper looks. And once we start running this truck, it's going to get all scraped up, and the shininess will start looking like scratched shininess. Oh yeah! Peel it all at once here. Try to take this back. Come on. There's that. And so you can see here. I don't mind the color. Once again, I wish it was a little more metallic looking. It's kind of, I don't know, Army Man green. It's so new looking. It's like a brand new car. Oh my gosh, it's so shiny. But you can see that there's a lot of black overspray on there, so I think all that black that's on that's like oversprayed is going to come off. Trying to get it off without actually scratching the body is mucho difficult. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love it. And see, now once again, they had a two-tone in the picture, in the painting that they showed. I actually prefer it monotone or single coat. I think that's all the papers off. Oh, look at that. Look at right there, little fleck. That looks so nice. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the results that we were looking for. Pick it up here so I can get it in the light. There we go. Nice and shiny, like a brand new truck. It's gonna get all scratched up and stuff, but man, that looks really nice. And I love the black bumpers. Like, that was a good decision. A little bit of paint on the window, it looks like. Oh no, that came off. Okay, that's part of the. That's just a fleck of the plastic wrap. So that looks really nice. Once again, we'll have, once I'm done, I'm anticipating this looking really nice, because we'll have the black trim around the windows. I'm going to do that tonight, and we'll get that on video. I'll be putting the handles on. We have the roof rack that's going to go up there with the lights. So it's going to look really nice. And then the stickers, you know, showing the headlights and bumper, license plate, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and take a break here. I'm going to put it on the body so you can see what it looks like there too, because I'm excited. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Yeah, that's a really nice looking body. Once again, I got fingerprints on the windows now because I've been touching it. But man, that looks really super nice. A little bit of an angle here so you can see it down a little bit. Yep, that looks good. Once again, you can't see that hole on the bumper that was bugging me. I wish it was going to have lights and stuff, but you know what? It'll be fine without them. And like I said, we're going to have that roof rack on with working headlights in that, so that'll look really cool when that's done. So we'll get this all finished, and then I'll come back to you. So now the next step is going to be I'm going to put the stickers on. Once again, I probably won't do that on camera because it's going to take me. That's going to be a really long process of me. The stickers came on the sheet, and the Proline did not. They're not separate. I'm going to actually have to cut these out with scissors. So that's going to take me some serious time and concentration. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. And once that's finished, I'll come back and show you what it looks like with the stickers on. And then we'll go ahead and put my window trim and stuff on that I want to do with the windshield wipers. And then from there, we'll go ahead and put the roof assembly together and the door handles, and you'll see what it looks like as a finished product. So, and then we'll take it for a run. But so far, it looks really nice. Once again, this is a little goofy. This will be tied up with the battery, but those come out a little far. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to suck that back in. I don't mind the front bumper sticking out a little bit. That looks nice. And it'll protect the body when I thump it. And then from the back, again, we've got that, it's just got a little bit of stuff on it. There we go. Peel that off. From the back, I took the bumper off, so I know it's not. It's not really protected, so we got to be careful about not backing into stuff because we'll break the body, and it should be okay. But look at how nice that looks. That is just really cool, and I like it. It brings me back to having my Jeep, and it was one of my favorite cars of all time was my Jeep Cherokee Classic, and this is the same exact body. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the stickers, and I'll get that window trim on, and we'll come back and you guys can see what that looks like with all that trim on, and then we'll put the final pieces together, and we'll light it up, and then we'll go out and take it for a ride. I can't drive it in my house because my dog freaking hates my trucks. He goes absolutely psycho. So anyway, good looking truck though. I'll be back once I get the stickers on, and we'll take another look. So about 2.5 hours and many, many stickers later, we have a pretty cool looking truck. From the Comanche logo down to the Jeep headlights, Jeep logo, got some Proline Racing stickers. This has turned out to be quite a sweet looking truck. And I think adding those final touches of the lights and the handles this is just gonna be a great looking RC truck. Really nice looking. Can't wait to see it rolling tomorrow outside. Once again, it's a little bit greener than my Cherokee was, but it looks good. I'm with the stickers on it. It definitely improves the look a lot. Looks a lot less cartoony and a lot more trucky. So I'll put the rest of the stuff on and let you guys see it with the lights on, and then we'll go take it for a drive tomorrow. And so after hours of work, we have our completed Jeep Comanche, and I'd say it looks pretty darn good. Once again, I do wish we had headlights and taillights on it, but you know what? This is going to be a cool looking truck. So tomorrow we're going to take it out for a run, see how it does on the trail. But I think that came out pretty boss. What do you guys think? It looks good. So let's go take it out for a run. So for me, it's going to be about 24 hours. For you, it's going to be, 12 hours. But for you, it's going to be no time at all. We get to see this truck off in action. All right, see you tomorrow.